either by typing or using the drop down. There it is, and I click copy. So again, I'm going to find one module, doesn't have assignments in it, click the three dots, click copy to, type the name of the course that I want to send it to, and then click copy. And that's how I can bring in the stuff from my copied current course into my new course. Okay. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go to my dashboard and go find that new course that I just made and that I've been copying stuff to. So here it is, sample course for remote Canvas presentation. And I can open this up. And there's a few things that I see right away. And one of those things is the home page isn't showing. And Brian's actually going to walk us through how to do that in just a second. But when you don't have a home page, Canvas defaults to showing modules. And earlier I said, we're only going to bring in this one module. And the reason why I think there's actually a great benefit to this is because when we get so bogged down with modules, there's so much scrolling to do. And every now and then, I don't know if you all noticed this week, but it was like missing Wednesday. There are mistakes every now and then. And what we can do is if you just bring in one and then use it as a template, you can just duplicate this one every time yourself. And it gives you a lot more freedom to structure it more how you want it. So what I'm going to do is I don't really want this called week 3 with the dates in it anymore. So I can click on the three dots and then select to edit it. And I'm just going to rename this thing like in all caps so I know what it is, my module template. Then I'm going to go ahead and update that module. And you'll see now like big capital letters module template. Okay, and I can go through and just edit each of these once. So maybe instead of week 3 overview, I just say week overview. You know, Monday is fine, but I wouldn't want the dates anymore. So I mean, I can sit here and modify this schedule or this module once, and then after that, you know, we'll just go ahead and do that. After that, I can just duplicate the same module and adjust it how I want it. So, I mean, if I want to keep it organized by days of the week, that's fine. If I wanted to change it up and put days of the week and underneath put headings or pages specific to each subject, I could do that. I could make adaptations to this any way I want to give myself a little more ownership of my own course. So that's kind of what Brian and I were thinking of recommending to you all as you build this new course, is to just make sure you bring in that home page so you don't have to go rebuild it, and then bring in one module and change it to a template that you can reuse and just duplicate. So when I'm ready to, you know, duplicate this and start editing it, I just click on the 3 dots and click duplicate. The really important thing to remember though is you're never going to want to put an assignment in the template, because as soon as you start putting assignments into modules, you can't duplicate them anymore. So just make sure you have your module template, you make it really obvious that it's your template, don't put assignments in it, and then you can reorganize it in a way that makes sense to you and your students, and you're able to duplicate that again and again. So that's kind of what we'd recommend doing there. And then later on, if you decide that you want to copy to this course with other assignments or other modules or whatever else you've built, you can do that with basically the same steps. Those 3 dots, copy to, pick your course, and then copy it in there. Okay. So that's how you'd set up the new course. But I'm going to go back now. I guess I'll stop here and see. Anyone have any questions on any of that?
Quick.
Sure, Megan.
I was sent here. I came from Seesaw, so I don't have. Are we going to go over how to what I would do to like create my I don't have anything in my Canvas. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thanks. So what you'll want to do is get your template from Commons. And so you'll see that there's this link down here to Commons. And one thing that can be confusing is that you have to make sure that you're signed into Canvas before Commons will load. So if you try to go into Commons and you see something like it's just like really weird and you can't find anything, you're probably just not signed into Canvas yet. But then from here, you're going to be looking for probably the ESD 2020 elementary template.
Okay.
And then you can add that into your course by clicking on it and then clicking, well, I'll just show you. So we can click on your course and then you'll click import download and you'll select which one you want. Now this is going to bring in a lot. It's going to bring in the template for the home page, and it's going to bring in all of the first semester modules. But again, from there, you could go and delete all the modules but one, and then use that one as your template.
Okay.
Which might be the way to go. Thanks for asking that, Megan.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else have something before we move on? It's all fair game.
Jason, my question is, when you go into Commons, Canvas has a second semester update. Can't we just load that one in?
Yeah, I don't think it has a homepage in it, so you could do both.
So, yeah. But I mean, once we make the copy of what we have, can't we populate the modules that way by upgrading that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yep. So what you'd end up with is you've got to start with the regular one first, because that'll give you the home page template and the first semester modules. And then if you do the second one, you'll get all those second semester modules too. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and head back into my current course and show you all how to download those student work samples. So there's actually 3 different ways to do this depending on the type of assignment. The 3 different, or I guess the 3 most common ways that I've seen are the assignments that are like native to Canvas. So these would be like the text entry assignments or online submission assignments, things like that are all held within Canvas itself. And so to get to those, I'm just going to go, actually I should have gone to modules. I'm going to go into modules and find an assignment that's just like a text entry assignment. Come on. Wait for the wheel to spin. There we go. Oh, now it shows up at the top. What in the heck? Oh, well. So here's my module to test assignments, and we're going to start with the text entry assignment, and I can just click on the title of that assignment and then come over here and click download submissions, and it's going to download all of the student submissions that have been turned in for that assignment. So that's actually the easiest one. You just find the assignment that you want, click on the title, and before you go to click edit, just click download submissions right here, and it's going to capture all of the student submissions for that assignment.
And Jason, do they want to do this for all the assignments they've given in the past?
No, I would really just kind of think about, like, what do you think the teacher who's going to be getting your kids would really want? I mean, just the most essential, the most critical thing to show, maybe, you know, a student writing sample, something like that. Maybe you want to have a couple from different points in time to show the growth, but doing this for every assignment, I mean, that could get pretty burdensome, especially for the external tools that I'm going to show you here in just a second.
Where does that download to?
Sorry, what?
Where does that download to?
Let's do it. It's compressing it into a zip file, and I'll bet it's going to be in my downloads folder. Let's see if I can find it in there. Yeah.
Oh, we don't see. Oh, there we go, Jason. Okay.
Yep. So it's sitting here in my downloads folder in Windows. Okay. The next one I want to show you is the Google Cloud assignment. This one is the one where, unless I wouldn't do it often in just 1 or 2 samples, because going through it can be a little bit tedious. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go back into modules where the assignment is sort of kind of living, and then go and find a Google assignment. Okay, so from here to, you'll notice I don't have that option to download the submissions here. It's just not there. So you have to go into SpeedGrader. And then for each student whose assignment you want to download, you have to click on that student's name. And then you have 2 options here. And it just kind of depends on what you want. If I click this download button in the top left corner, it'll download a PDF of the student's answer. It turns it into a PDF. If I click this download arrow, it will download it as the equivalent Microsoft Office product. So if I've shared a Google Doc with the kids, it'll download a Word document. If it's a Google slide deck, it'll download a PowerPoint. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. It just depends on, do I want to have a PDF to pass on to the next teacher, or do I want a Word document to pass on to the next teacher? It doesn't matter. You can do them both. So we'll go ahead and download the PDF, and we'll go ahead and download the Word document. And it's probably small, but you can probably see in the corner here, we've got something that's Word, something that's a PDF. These are also going to be living in my downloads folder. I can open it up and take a look. You see here, we've just got the view of the PDF. If I want to look at the Word document, it's going to open up Word for me, and I'm going to have a live Word document based on the kid's response. So either way works. And then you're going to have these either PDF or Word files, and then you could, share them with the next teacher however you see fit, by email or uploading them into your Google Drive and sharing that, or any other method that you want. Again, you've got to go through SpeedGrader each kid in each assignment. So if there's a ton of assignments you really value and you want to pass them all on, that's fine. Or just kind of hone in on a few that you think the next teacher would really need to see. Okay. Then the last one I wanted to show you was Kami. And something about Kami that people may not know is every time that you make a Kami external tool assignment, I'm going to go ahead and drag my drive in here, it actually makes a folder that has all of the PDFs from that assignment in the drive folder. So if I just search in my drive for Kami, or I could just scroll to it, there's like this great big, as you can see, I have a lot in my drive. There's this great big Kami folder that has everything Kami in it. And it looks like that. Just called Kami. And inside Kami, you should see a folder that has your Canvas course. So for example, I've got this Sandbox course. And then inside that folder, each Kami assignment I've made lives in its own little folder. So if I take a look at Kami assignment 3, there's the PDF of the student submission of that Kami assignment. And I can open it up, and it's my default right now is read and write, but it doesn't really matter. I would probably actually want to change this, but in any case, it's all the files are going to be right there. I think with about 95% certainty that even after your students are re-rostered and the switches, you're still going to have access to these files in your drive. I'm pretty confident about that. Brian and I tested it out. This assignment was by student 01. We actually removed student 01 from this class. And as you can see, the file lives on right there. So we're pretty confident that even after the courses are re-rostered and everybody's shuffled, you can still go into your Kami folder. You'll still be able to go into your course, and you're still going to have access to those files. 5% of me is really worried about this, and then I'm going to be telling you this, and then you'll go in there and they're gone. And so to make sure, to make absolutely sure that you don't lose an entire folder of student work that's in Kami, all you really have to do is make a copy of that folder. So if I go back here, and then I can, click this, right click the folder, I can make a copy of it, and then it's not connected to Canvas anymore, and you're fine. Again, I don't think that step's necessary. I think I'm very confident, just not 100% confident, but very confident that all of the Kami assignments are going to live in your drive even after the students are reshuffled. And then, you could just share that folder of those assignments with the next teacher. Okay. But if you are worried, you can make a copy of the assignment, or of the folder rather, and then you know for sure you're fine. Okay. Anything on any of that?
I have a question. So for anything that's been shared with you, all of those are still going to be in your drive, correct?
Yeah, any file that gets shared with you should still be there. That's correct. So yeah, if you're having your students share the Google Docs with you outside of Canvas via email or just via the blue button in the top right corner or whatever, those sharing permissions shouldn't be removed just because the students are removed from your class roster. Yeah.
And then the last one is anything that we do have to download has to be done by Friday. Is that correct?
Yeah, Friday roughly at about 6 p.m. is when it's going to start syncing with the new courses and things are going to be gone. Now the whole process takes, I want to say, around 6 hours. So, I mean, if you put it off to the last second, you could potentially be good till midnight, but it's probably going to be about 6 p.m. when they start disappearing.
All right, thank you.
Anything else on any of these steps? So then I think
Jason, did we cover the gradebook?
thanks
It's okay.
for bringing that up. I
Yeah,
skipped
yeah,
right
okay,
over that.
yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Yep. Speaking of backing things up.
Yes, I forgot to show you the gradebook. So to download your gradebook, and this is probably a pretty good idea no matter what, just to make sure that you have a backup of any grades that you've given the kid, and then you can pass these on to other teachers. You go into the grades tab. So the whole big gradebook opens up as soon as it finishes loading. And if you've kept a lot of grades in here, you'll know that it can take a long time to load up sometimes, especially if you're demonstrating it on Zoom. Here we go. When your grades finally load up, you click on this Actions menu. You select Export. And then it's going to export all of your grades as a Excel spreadsheet. That also lives in your Downloads folder. Once it finishes downloading, you can open it up. It's not the prettiest thing, but the top headings are the assignment names, and then you'll see all of the scores that you've given for those assignments. So again, that's in the grades. You click on Actions, and then you select Export, and that will download a copy of your gradebook. Thanks, Brian, for,
Yeah, of course.
I just went right over that bullet point. So thanks for saying something.
In fact, what if we gave them a couple of minutes to go into their Canvas course right now? So you'll go to grades.
Yeah, you'll go to grades, Actions, Export. I think that's a great idea. I'll stop sharing so you have more of your screen to be able to do that.
Okay. Are we good? Has everyone had a chance to download their gradebook? You won't regret having a copy of that, right? It doesn't take long to download, and it's just It's insurance. Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to walk through some additional steps. So the first things that Jason showed us really covered how to make a copy of an existing course, how to select things to move into a new course, right? I'm going to return to, I've got a course here. So here's the copy. Charlotte mentioned that she renamed a course that she was copying, and I did the same thing. So I've got this one called Elementary Course Copy. This is just a fake course. But if I go there and if I go to like the assignments tab in that course, maybe, for example, I've got some quizzes that I made or something else. So just a reminder, if you've got specific things in mind, Jason showed us how to copy the homepage, how to copy a specific module into our new course, but you can do that for anything else. So whether it's modules where you were posting assignments and directions to the kids, or pages, or if I go to the assignments tab, that includes homework assignments as well as quizzes. So I'm going to copy this quiz right here. And I do that by clicking on the 3 dots. And it's the same thing that Jason showed us earlier. I choose copy to. And then for you, it'll just list the new courses that you have. For me, I have to actually say, I've got mine called My New Canvas Course. So I have to type in the name of mine, but it'll come up in search. And then I just click to confirm the course and I say copy, and it'll send it over to that new course. All right. So I'm going to switch over right now to my new Canvas course. So this would, for you, this would be the brand new course that you're getting for having a new grade. So here's mine. Here's my new course. And I'm going to show you how to set the home page. So right now I'm in my new course, and I'm on the home page right now. And for whatever reason, it's just listing modules that I have, right? I need to be on the home page in order to choose a new home page. So I'm on the little home button on the left navigation there. But look on the right side, right here, it says choose home page. So I'm going to click on that, choose home page, and it pops open a menu. And usually it's pretty easy. You can see right here, it says pages, front page. And notice in italics, it's teeny tiny, but it says home page. You know what that is? That was my original home page that I imported. So usually this is going to work just fine because you went to your home page from your earlier course and copied it over. So I can click on that and hit save. And then I'm going to cross my fingers there. Okay, that was from my original Mr. Dad class. All right. So that was what that original homepage looked like. Occasionally, though, it doesn't recognize your homepage. So if you run into that, you can click change, and it's going to list all the available pages that you have. So you can see all of these different pages. And the trick is this. Let's just pretend I need this week 17 overview. Let's say that was the page I wanted to make my home page. I have to first publish it. So make sure it's published. And then from the 3 dots right here, I can set it as the front page. Okay, and then I have to go back to the home view here. And I think I'll go to choose home page, and this time I can do, oh, maybe that was it. Boy, I should have shown you a different example because apparently I didn't have anything on that. Yeah. Anyway, so to choose your homepage, we'll give you a chance to do that now. If you want to go to your new Canvas course, if you sent your homepage over, we're going to be on the Home tab. We're going to click on Choose Homepage, and I'm going to real quick switch mine back. So I'm going to say Homepage here. All right, sorry. You'll just click the I really got off into the weeds here. So I'm going to click on choose homepage, and I will select that. Oh my goodness, Jason, what did I do wrong here? Other than
You just wanna
showing them
change
an
it back to
example
your
they
own
didn't
one?
need. Yeah, I guess I need to, oh, here we go.
You gotta change the front page.
Yep, I did, that was it.
Yeah,
Use
there
this
you
front
go.
page. Ha, okay. Boy, I did not need to get you all confused. All right, so choose homepage and you'll just select pages, front page, and hit save. And that
Yeah.
will be that. All right. I'll give you
The
just a
confusing
moment
thing is
to
that
do that.
the front page isn't necessarily your home page. So
Yeah.
like you set the front page and then you tell it that you want to use the front page as the home page.
Yep. So usually all you have to do is be on the homepage, click choose homepage, and then click right here where it says pages, front page, and hit save. All right. So I'll give you a moment to do that if you want to update your homepage or confirm which page you want as your homepage.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we haven't done the copy to,
Mm-hmm.
and copied the homepage and copied a blank module,
Yes.
will we still be able to do this step?
Yes. Yes. So I know that Megan mentioned she was starting fresh with a brand new Canvas course. And so she would go to, she was going to go to the Commons to import that stuff, right? But once you've either imported content or copied content over, you'll be able to go back and do this. You just make sure you're on home and then click on choose homepage.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do we know for sure, like, because of the very first step that Jason had us do was copy our course.
Yes.
How do we know which one, when the change happens, is going to have the new students added to it?
Got
So,
it.
for example, if I have 2 4th grade courses,
Mm-hmm.
one that has students and one that's just a copy,
Mm-hmm.
how do I know that whoever behind the scenes is adding the new students, that they're going to know which one to put the new students in?
It's a great question. There's a unique identifier for each course. And when you make a copy, it is not going to show up for the admins that are doing things. It's not going to show up as one that we could roster students into. Remember, the rostering's happening in Skyward, right? And that Skyward course is what created your new course for Canvas. So if you've got a 4th grade class waiting for students, that's the class they're going to get rostered into. And it was really smart earlier, Charlotte, when you very deliberately gave your copy a different name. It's just a really good idea to name things in an obvious way so you don't mix yourself up, but there won't be a mix up when it comes to where to roster kids.
So the one that we copied will not be where the new kids are. Our
Correct.
current one will
Correct.
be where the new kids are.
Yep.
Not
And
not the current one, but the one that's labeled with your new grade level.
thank you. Yep.
I'm going to have the same grade level.
Yep.
Oh, in that case, they're just gonna be rostered within that current course.
Okay, so the course I have now will stay the same, but I'll just have new students.
If you're
No.
not changing, oh,
No,
really?
you're-
That's not your understanding,
not-
Brian?
not
If
in this case,
she's staying at the same grade level?
Same grade level, different school. So,
Oh, got it.
so
Okay, I see.
it will, it's a good question though, Charlotte. In your case, you will be getting a brand new Canvas course, right?
Yeah.
But you probably liked the way you set things up or it's familiar. And that was why we wanted everyone to first make a copy of their course. It's just a backup, right? And then the nice thing is you can choose what you want to import into it. All right. And you'll be able to tell the difference because if you click on a course, and if you go to, I don't want to do that. If you go to a course and you click on the left side navigation people, right? That's where you can see your students. And so that's how you can really quickly check because currently the brand new course that was created for you, there are no kids rostered in there. That's going to be happening over the next few days. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But thank you for asking that question. All right. I want to talk a little bit about hiding grade totals and some other changes. So I want to, Jason, do you mind if I do this in your Sandbox course?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. So These things, these go really quick. All right. I'm in a course and I need to go down to the bottom to settings, and I recommend you doing this along with me. All of these are really quick. All right. So I'm going to go to settings for my brand new course. Okay. This is where I want to make the changes. And the first change that I'm going to make, and this is optional, but this is recommended. I want to hide the grade percentages from the student view of grades and families too, because sometimes I give points, sometimes I mark something as complete, incomplete. I have a variety of ways that I'm grading things that I understand and that I communicate to families, but Canvas doesn't understand that. And Canvas is always trying to calculate percentages, which don't really reflect my grades, right? So I'm in settings, I'm in this tab right here where it says course details. So the very first tab, I scroll all the way to the bottom, and right here I click on more options, and that's going to reveal more options, right? So it's showing some more options, and I want to make sure this one right here, no, do you already have it, Jason?
It's already checked. That hide totals and student grade summary.
High totals, aha, he's already got it checked, okay? So by default, this is not selected, but I will click on hide totals in the student grades, and then I'm going to click on update course details to apply that, all right? So you can take a moment to do that. In settings, in the course details tab, scroll to the bottom, click on more options, and make sure you select this one right here, hide totals in student grade summary, all right? The next thing we're going to do, still in settings, we're going to go to the next tab for sections. Now, for remote, this one, we don't really need to do this, do we, Jason?
Yeah, I suppose we kind of don't.
We
because
don't.
we don't have to worry about the A and B here.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was something we were recommending for hybrid teachers. If you have an A group and a B group, you could rename the sections. You can see this one is just named for the course, right? If later you had, I know there are some teachers, sometimes they have a split level class, right? And they might want to have, well, usually they're going to be rostered in 2 different groups. But anyway, there is an option for you to change the name of something to make it easy to find. And the reason some teachers do that is when they're assigning things, they might assign to just one group or the other. But even if you're a split level, you would see the grade level indicated 4th grade or 5th grade.
Yeah, I think this is more pertinent to hybrid folks.
Yes, it is. Okay, I'm realizing that just now. Okay, the next thing that we want to look at is under navigation. So I'm still in settings. I'm going to click on navigation. When you get a brand new Canvas course, by default, boy, it's not responding. There we go. By default, it might have a bunch of stuff that is visible to the kids. See on the left side here, anything with that little icon, the eyeball with the slash through it, that means that the students can't see that in navigation, right? I'm looking at the Sandbox course and something jumps out to me. Send on remind. The kids don't really need to see that. Okay, that remind is really for me as a teacher to use to communicate with people. Kids don't need that. So that's something I can do. I can click on that and just drag it down to items that aren't going to be visible to the kids. You want to keep it simple. You want to have the least amount of things, just the things that the kids absolutely need. So typically for students, it would be the homepage, modules, announcements, grades. Some teachers find it useful to also have assignments visible. Whoops. So I can click and drag those things. So once I've made changes to the navigation, keeping it really simple, just the minimal things that the kids need, at the bottom, I need to click save. So again, this is in the settings. It's the 3rd tab in settings, navigation, and you can just click and hold and drag items in and out of there. You can go back at any time and change things. If later you decide kids also need to be able to view pages, for example, you could drag that up to the visible section for the students and just click save. All right, and then the last thing, I'm just going to mention it. This is a brand new feature Some people really like the looks of this and some people don't. But under feature options, I'm going to click on that last tab. Canvas added something to allow some theming. And really, it's not a major change. It changes the font. It looks a little more rounded, a little more elementary friendly, I think. And it also simplifies the navigation. But as I just showed you, you can control the navigation and make it simple yourself, right? So this is optional. If you wanted to allow Canvas elementary theming, you would click on this and you would choose enable. And then it would just, the biggest change you'd see is a slightly different font. So it's not a big deal. It's totally optional, right? When you get your new Canvas course, a few teachers have reached out in the past saying, I'm still seeing my own course, or I can't get to my new course. You probably already know this, but often you reach out to a tech coach and you say you're having trouble, and you know what they tell you first thing? Have you cleared the cache in your browser? Maybe you've sometimes I will complain to a colleague saying, I'm having this weird problem, and they say, did you clear your cache? So I think all of us need that reminder sometimes. You can easily do that if you, I always like to show students this, if they go to a new page and they hit Control H, when they do that, it takes them right to history. So this is a great thing to know, even for teaching for your students, right? We recommend that students and teachers clear the cache in their browser once a week. All right, so you open a new tab and you would click on clear browsing data, and it opens a new window, and this will pop up, and you just click on clear data right here. And it won't erase any passwords or any of your bookmarks, anything like that, at least if you're in the basic view. I don't usually clear my browsing history. Sometimes I find it useful to be able to go back to old things I've looked at. I'm not going to do it right now, but remember, it was on a new web page. Hit Control H to get to history. Click on clear browsing data, I think it said, and then you click on clear data. Okay. The reason you want to do that is if, well, when you get a brand new course, it'll just kind of clear out little pieces of information that were saved, maybe linking you to your old course. So that's a really good idea. In fact, we recommend that for students too. Speaking of which, right down here in the remote, new Canvas course. So this is the list we've been working for. There are 2 items at the bottom. So I just showed you clearing their cache. This is what you do after the students have been rostered in your course. I'm going to go to this next item. It says communicate new course information to your families. I'll click on that. So it'll take me to this new page. We have some information. You could copy and paste it into a communication with families. Okay. In fact, it even says copy and paste this. So it's a reminder to families that their student should see a new Canvas course in their dashboard by April 12th. And students should also clear the cache to make sure that that shows up. And that link will take them to directions accessible to families for how to clear the cache. It says if that doesn't work, please follow these directions or see this video, right? So this would be a good thing to share with families. And in addition to that, gosh, where was that other link? Form a request. Oh, this other one is if you have like a para educator in your class, something like that, or another staff member that you want to be able to have observe your class to see assignments being posted for students, things like that. There's a form that you can fill out to have those people added. Because if you have a brand new course, maybe in the past you had people, staff members who had been added to your course, but they need to be added to your new course. All right. Are there any questions about any of this?
Can you put the link to this in the chat again?
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And this is just all on the ESD staff resources site, and we're in the elementary Canvas tab, and that will take you to this page. All right.
And I was also wondering when you do copy and paste into a newsletter, do the links copy?
They do. Yep. Yep. Good question. Are there any questions? I wasn't monitoring chat.
Yeah, I was answering them as they came
Great.
up. Yeah, there was just some questions about the split classes.
Yep.
I think, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, where we settled on that yesterday was there was going to be like one, say 3-4 course, right? And then we can go in and modify the sections if needed. The only other way that it would be done, I think, would be to have, like, if you're doing 3-4, say you'd have your 3rd grade and your 4th grade, and then we can combine those. But I think we settled on the one.
Jason, I think it's the other way. I think if there's a teacher with a split, they have a grade 3 Skyward class and a grade 4 Skyward class. And
Is that where we settled for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And that those would be then linked together in Canvas,
Okay.
which is something your tech coach does for you. So if you
Yeah,
have a split class.
however it ends up happening, we can help you with it.
Yep.
Question. Regarding the course that I copied, since I don't have any previous Canvas, is that something I just ignore and just, I don't know a lot about Canvas, so I'm just,
Okay.
is that something that I need to worry about, the copy part? Or do I'm just gonna form my own one in the one that they assigned me, right? Should I delete the copy or just keep it?
Oh, I see.
Because I
Yeah.
don't have anything I'm importing from anywhere else.
You don't need it, I don't
Okay,
think.
because
Yeah.
I copied it before I knew.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
Sure.
I think Jason was showing you how to go to the Commons, right, to download
Yeah,
that
I
template.
have that set
I
up
would just
now,
start with
but
that.
the copy, like, is there a way I can get rid of the copy or just ignore it?
Oh yeah. You can get rid of it if you click to go open up that course and you go to settings.
Okay,
In settings on the right side, you'll see an option to delete the course.
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Are there any other questions right now? Okay. Well, all of us are available. We've all added additional time to be able to work with teachers. So you can check, you should have gotten an email earlier in the week from your tech coach that would indicate when they've got coaching time available, and you can email any of us to arrange other time. But thank you. I'm really glad that you attended. Hopefully this was helpful to have a little time to kind of work along with us as we were showing those steps. And hopefully you feel like you're a little bit further ahead now. Yeah.
Yep, but don't be shy about reaching out to you.